Welcome back. Welcome back. I'm done with that Kickstarter shit. I'm all for helping people, but it's been 7 years. Where the hell is my super cool light up computer mat at? Gang.
Oh my god!
It's funny, I forgot that was in here. We just looked at this. Hold on. Fix this. We just looked at this meme yesterday.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
You guys want to see why I decided to take this shirt in the first place? Well, aside from that meme that I saw, I went out to this brunch with some friends. Hold on, I'll show you what. Come over here. Did you delete all of this shit already? I was going to this girl's page, but I forgot that you can't just open her page in public. Oh, here it is. So we went to this spot. Right, look at the date. August 12th. Right, 2000 and whatever. And this big Labubu just pops out mid brunch. I was like, nah, bro. That's it. We've topped. Then he gave me some weird Hail Hitler salute for some reason, which I thought was just disrespectful. But August 12th was right here.
You sure he wasn't suffering from McCain syndrome, where he couldn't lower his or raise his arms or lower his arms?
I don't know. Hopefully. Maybe. But yeah, the very next pump. The very next pump after that, I shorted. And I was right. They jumped the shark. If I would have never went out to brunch that day, it probably would have taken me way longer to jump into that short. It's the funny part. It's already considering it, right? By that time, we were already getting people sending gifted memberships to people online to like kill their Labubus. So the tide was turning on them shits. Yeah, the announcement of them making that movie is what made me end the short. This is when they announced it. But then I saw weakness at support. So I reopened short. Look at how close I came to invalidating or to stopping out of this short. All right, it is midnight. This line is apparently off by 50 minutes for some reason. Nobody noticed that? All right, this is it. No new high from this point forward. Our market maker is not in control. We cannot trust the 3-day down, and we trade momentum into the highs. Let me drop the line on the chart for the invalidation, which is our high here. All right. Relief rally base hit. If we get above that supply, then we invalidate the 3-day down. It's always either market maker or whales. Bearish channel on the way up. We're on the 15-second, by the way. Let's see what the war looks like.
Your sound is coming through.
Okay.
Whispers at my being whatever.
All right, good. We're popping that bullish channel or that bearish channel. There's enough gas there to do it. I think they're going to go for it. I'm always in control. Are you in control?
I think he was asking if you're in control of the markets.
Well, that would be a silly question. If we get above there, yeah. If we pop that line after this date, right? After this time, then yeah. Wonder what UK does when they come in. Now, me personally, I need to see a body close on the hourly. Excuse me. But that's subjective, right? Everybody could have their own. The only difference is at that point, right? Market maker's not in control. Then market maker targets become less important. And momentum becomes more important. Right? That's all. Excuse me. Until then, we respect both. Good morning, Issa. Yeah, there's 2 targets left above still. $63.5, $67.4. But we've got to invalidate this 3-day down first. First and foremost. Anybody that's been here long enough has seen market maker pull out some miraculous shit in the last minute. So I try not to get in front of it, you know what I mean? Learn my lesson when it comes to that already. Give me a second. Let me fix my cam. Something's messed up. Hold on. Yeah, I can't complain. So far, July's given us everything we wanted. Calling for a green July after that June that we had. 25% dip, even with historical precedence, is not an easy one. Got a lot of side eyes on that one. Market maker about to turn non-believers into believers. A good time to do this. Let's pull up. Hold up. Nice. Congrats, Issa. My vote, by the way, is that yes, he keeps price from going over. Honestly, y'all, the only thing that I have to use to judge it is the price action till now. And the price action till now, in my opinion, hasn't shown any loss of control from market maker. It doesn't mean that it won't. It just means that's the only way for me to unbiasedly pick a side here, right? If I was to go with emotion and feels, I would say this is going to break. All right, this feels bullish. Look, the candle's going up. Da, 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 da. But if I go by what I judge it by every single time, which it should be, right? Should be a standardized judgment. It's the price action leading up to. I haven't really seen anything that screams lack of control. And the volume doesn't seem to be big enough to warrant it, but it won't be the first time I was wrong. I need to see what happens with ES and NASDAQ before I start thinking about individual stocks personally. But that being said, I do think there's going to be a really good opportunity to buy some companies at dirt cheap. You know, this AI hype isn't going to last forever, right? Like AI is going to change the world and all that. But what I mean is this super hyper concentration on AI stocks. Eventually, some of the real world projects that still have value that are being ignored and because of it, right, are sitting undervalued and will be even more undervalued when the stock market goes down. Those are going to be some of the better buys, in my opinion.
It's a really weird time, man, because when everybody thinks Nvidia is going to completely crash when the bubble pops, people are going to start paying attention to the other things that Nvidia provides. Like maybe graphics cards become reasonable again. So then the gaming sector booms again because
It's a
people have more
win-win, bro.
graphics cards.
The next
Yeah,
30 years for
totally.
Nvidia are set. Either way, they win.
Exactly. And I think there's a lot of companies that are like that, that they have other traditional legacy stuff that they make money off of.
Yeah.
And now the bubble's out of the way, you can start investing in those things again.
Exactly, Issa. Now it's time to protect that. You got to go into defensive posture. You know, make it and protect it. Making it isn't like making it is the easy part. Keeping it till we get to the bottom is the tricky part. That's one of the things that isn't said enough when it comes to crypto that I guess probably should be, right? Like someone can teach you how to make money in crypto. Like I can teach you what to look for. But to keep it, like only like that's like only you can do that. You know what I mean? Like it comes down to risk management. For me, I just try to remember that every dollar that I lose now or that I spend on something is $10 in 3 years. Like I just keep telling myself that. I do that when I buy shit too. The other day I was shopping for something and I looked at the price and I did the math and I was like, you know what? I probably won't even use this. I'll probably use this twice in the next 3 years. We used to use that same mentality to sell shit during the bear market. I remember my first bear market. This was full of regrets because I spent all my money on bullshit, you know. So then it was like, okay, like I can sell, I can sell a car, and then I can afford 4 of them, you know. And then at that point, everything went. There's people that are like that. Crypto. If you pay attention to that crypto guy, he's like that. It's funny as shit. The entire bear market, he's just selling foreign cars. Sold my Bugatti today. We definitely hit bottom. And then 3 weeks later, all right, got rid of the Ferrari. Gonna buy the dip. M pattern on the 15-second. Little do you know, Issa, I took all of that into consideration. If I teach y'all the 10x shield, you feel guilty at 25x. If I don't, you feel like you're being cautious at 25x for not being 100x. Just the fact that you even felt like it was sketchy and you had to be more careful is good. That means I did my job. And so if this supply breaks, then you're looking at that little drop from that M pattern there. Bro, I wish I could show you my favorite Carl Moon video ever was after Celsius and Luna crashed. He was pushing Celsius hard, right? And crypto Twitter went in on him. Because, you know, he always brags about his money and all that shit. So like that, when you're like that, bro, I promise you, people cannot wait to see you fail. I don't know if you believe in energy and shit like that, or having enough people wish you bad at the same time, and the sort of power that that creates. But that's some type of shit I don't want. But they went in on him on Twitter, and then he posted a video at the car dealership. He just bought a new Bugatti, and he's like, "Yeah, I lost some money, and I'm still richer than you guys." He was just talking mad shit. I was like, "Yo, this dude, bro." Some people are just not likable. You know what I mean? I don't. You know what? I think people just give up on it. People don't. They just not likable by nature, so they just don't even expect the shit no more. It don't phase them.
Or they're jaded, dude, where they didn't start it. They never started it. And just their status of being successful creates toxicity, and then they're never the same. So they're
Yeah,
always
yeah. You can
enraged.
turn somebody
Trump is
bad.
that way.
You can turn
I feel
somebody
Trump.
bad for sure.
I feel Trump comes back twice as hard, and then he ends up the one who looks like the toxic Avenger, you know?
You see that shit with these streamer kids all the time. They do some shit that like off puts the community, and then they just lean into it, you know, because of the views. It's
Yep.
just like social media, bro. People realize hate gets you more attention than love does sometimes. And if you just don't care about like that negative energy, then views are views. You know, it's it bleeds, it leads type of shit. Is my music coming through in the background? Or are we good?
I don't hear anything.
All right. What's our poll at? All right, the no's got it. If you mix the no and the no way in hell, then they've got the slight lead here. If it affects their ability to reset their inventory, they will. The bigger problem here, right, for market makers, the bigger thing here versus coming up to grab money that's sitting there is running their swing, right? Getting all the money that they provided for this move up in time to set up for the weekend to then do it all again. But there's a limited amount of money that they play with. If it wasn't for that, this wouldn't work the way it does. Have a good day at work, Issa. But I'm with you.
Did some
I wouldn't mind it
did
going up.
something happen? Did something happen good to you today, D-Block? You seem in an extraordinary good mood.
Uh, no, nothing really to speak of.
You're always in a reasonable mood, but seems like your energy's up today. Like I don't know.
Just vibing. Took a little afternoon nap. Maybe that was it.
I was hoping there was some recipe or secret you're gonna divulge. And I was like, let me copy that.
Nah, just the normal systems.
Maybe, maybe I need.
I've been slacking on the sleep well, the sleep well part of the system. So I'm trying to fix that.
I was hoping that the life coach would tell me that, um, people have their rhythm where they'll work till like 3 in the morning and then sleep from 3 to like 10 or whatever. I thought it
Mm,
was gonna totally criticize me for that, but it said no, that's your rhythm. That's
yeah.
your like just get your 7 to 8 hours. That's most important.
Yeah. I mean, as long as it is bad for your like my circadian rhythm is all screwed up, bro. Like I have the blackout curtains and I've got all that type of shit, but I'm blasting light into my eyes at all times. So,
Yeah, that's true too.
but
Gives you
I
blinders.
do get my time. It's just I don't know. I sleep. I will say that when I sleep and I'm up early, the second half of my day goes better. The first half of my day completely sucks. Like adjusting to those hours. I've been a third shift person for the longest, bro. Growing up in New York, you can go your whole, young adult life working third shift jobs. You're going to school during the day and then you're working all night.
Dude, I mean, I haven't done that my whole life, but obviously I had some strange hours in the military in urban areas. But did you ever find like a sense of peace that everything's not on fire and everything's not hustling and bustling?
Yeah, of
You can
course.
actually yeah, dude.
New York, 4 o'clock
Hard
in
to
the
explain.
morning, New York City is calm. Like it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, everything's quiet. I meet some weird people. I have a friend of mine that swears he's Wi-Fi sensitive. And like he's always been like that, bro. Like he's literally like, I can't be here. There's too much Wi-Fi. What? He's some sort of bot or
Wow.
something. But then like he found his people, bro. Like there's a whole community of people. There's places where they go live that are like dead zones that are like far away from Wi-Fi. Like they all swear that it's uncomfortable. Like they have to leave if there's too many like overlapping Wi-Fi signals. Crazy. These are the type of people you find wandering around in the middle of the night. Noise averse people, just people that only come out when things go dead. Third shift just always paid good. And like growing up before I started working, we used to break night all the time. Like I don't know if it's like that everywhere, but in New York, that was a thing. As long as you were old enough to go outside and your parents didn't lose their shit if they didn't see you for a couple days, you just broke night all weekend.
Yeah, it's hard to tell my kids that we were given a lot of leeway and
Oh
responsibility.
hell no, that was ridiculous, bro. Our parents need to go to jail for some of the shit they let us do. Dead ass. You
Yep.
kidding me,
They don't understand. They can't, it's
bro?
foreign to them because, dude, it's not like I trust my kids. I don't trust the world. There's a difference, right? So it's like they like, I tell them to turn on their GPS location on their phone, shit like that. Like, not because I don't really, if they're off doing something that is legal but not what we agreed to, I'm okay with that. But it's like, it's just different, man. I don't even know what it is. Maybe it's just society has gone bonkers and you can't trust anybody, or just you feel that you've learned from the 80s and 90s that you're like, okay, too many abducted kids or whatever, and it's my responsibility as an adult to prevent my children from being abducted. I don't know, but it's just different.
I asked my mom recently if she was ever scared that somebody would just take me, and she laughed. Like she had a good laugh, bro. Like I had to sit there for a minute until she was done laughing. I was like, nah, seriously. Like I was out for days sometimes. It's like, well, they would have brought you back. They would have let you go so quick. I was a bad kid. Nah, but she told me some real shit. She said, I knew I couldn't control whether you, at a certain age, I was going to lose control of your movements. So I made sure that I paid attention to your decision making abilities instead of your obedience abilities. I thought that was kind of deep. Like, I'd rather know that you're making good choices while you're out than just make you a good little soldier that doesn't go out because I say don't go out. And then you're still like, you know what I mean? Time you do make it out, you get into some shit because you have no experience. And I'm a boy too. I'm sure it would have been different if I was a girl. At that time, we were given way more leeway. This tiny little M pattern invalidates 65648.
I don't know if you know much about the Pacific Northwest and the Green River Killer, but he's literally like where it all took place was literally like 35 minutes from me.
Never heard of it.
Well, yeah, he's like one of the most, aside from Dahmer or whatever, he's like one of the most popular. And it's funny because we also had the other, what was his name? We had another serial killer that preyed on our universities, and it's not that we don't have missing children. So I know that people still there's missing children, okay,
Yeah.
but it's not the same. It's not just like random people on the streets just disappearing anymore, because those years literally we wised up to it. So serial killers are much harder to come by. It's slim pickings for them, let's put it that way.
I don't know. My opinion on this will get me in trouble. So, and I don't have children, so my opinion on it really doesn't hold a lot of weight.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, there's just statistically, like, you have to worry more about urban crime or getting carjacked than you do about getting abducted in a van. And it's just different times. But I guess my point is that maybe those crazy loose times of the 80s and 90s was a lesson for us for now.
Yeah. I'm glad it happened in the way it did. Everything cycles back and forth, right? Like, I think every human, for the most part, goes through a time where things are very peaceful and then things are like sort of extra violent if you live a full life, right? But I'm glad that I hit mine in the order I did. Because can you imagine growing up in like a time where it's like, oh, everything's like Disney World and sunshine and rainbows, and then you end up in some shit like the 90s or the 80s? I think the world is coming to an end. We grew up at a time where you look at your kids and you think, damn, these kids are soft. Right? If it was the other way around, you'd be looking at your kids like, holy shit, these kids are animals.
It's really weird too, because I noticed that when I raised my son Well, I didn't raise him that way, but I'd always mention it in front of him, going, "Your generation is soft." I never called him soft.
Mm-hmm.
But then he started noticing it at school, and that's when he decided that I'm not going to be part of that.
It's true, man. The pendulum swings, you know what I mean? We were zero in touch with our emotions or any sort of microaggressions, or we were just the highest level of toxicity without any intention, right? Just how you were raised as a boy. But now it's like, yeah, you listen to some of these kids talk, and it's good, right? It's good to be aware and it's good to be emotionally, mature, blah, blah, blah. But the pendulum swings too far sometimes, you know? Got to, bro. You got to make it out the other side. The weak didn't make it out. Let me tell you, these back in the day conversations make you feel old as hell, though. Like we sound like some crazy boomers right now. Back in my day, but it's true though. If you were soft, you couldn't even make it through a whole round of Modern Warfare 2. If you were soft, you had to leave the game before you got to the lobby or you'd be triggered for the next 7 hours.
But it would be true to say that if you were in the World War II generation and you were a kid during World War II, and then you had kids, and you could say all the way up to the 2000s that they all had loose parents where they were all working and they didn't know what their kids were doing, and they'd walk home from school and they'd be hanging with their friends, and that all dead stopped, dude, in the like 2000s. So like they at least had something that was in common, and I don't see that anymore. And of course it's anecdotal, right? Like I'm sure there's people that still have areas where they feel like they can just roam free and not have to worry about it, but dude, I don't. From all my friends from the East Coast, West Coast, flyover country, they all like are super, like, especially digitally, are paying attention to where their kids are at.
Yeah. I think what happened is kids stopped going outside. You don't have to worry about that shit anymore.
Which makes it worse because then they're
Yeah.
naive to the world when they do go out. And
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
some dude comes up and with some fentanyl traced marijuana joint or something, and their next thing they're dead.
I remember getting kicked out of my house on a daily basis. Don't come back inside until the street lights are on.
Yeah, yeah, dude. My parents would tell me to get outside,
Yeah.
go outside.
Some people think that the whole street light thing was like a curfew. Like you better be home by that time. And it's like, nah, that's not how it worked, yo. It was don't come home until that time. Like when the street lights came on, that's when you were allowed to go home.
Yeah, yep. The only rule I had was if you hear gunfire, come home. And I didn't live in the city either. I'm talking about just rednecks shooting out in the woods and hunters shooting and
Nah, we didn't get to it, Evan. We're probably gonna do it tomorrow. It's there's really nothing urgent. I was looking at some of the stuff that's happening in Japan, but there's really nothing no immediate actionable alpha. So I was like, let's leave it for tomorrow so we don't have to do it so late. That shit was some of the most boring research I've done in a long time, but it needed to be done. So TLDR isn't much different than we thought, right? We've got 2 weeks of liquidity left. If we're gonna make an all-time high on legacy, it's gonna be now. And we're keeping an eye on the Nikkei as sort of a canary in the coal mine right now. Had a decent drop today underneath its 50 on the daily, but it's already sort of recovering. There was always somebody's house that their parents wouldn't mind if you and your friends were over. And that's the house that we chilled in when we couldn't go home.
Do you ever remember the movie E.T. when they were always riding around on their bikes by themselves? When my kids watched that movie, they're like, "Dad, is that how you guys like strolled around?" I'm like, "Yep."
Oh yeah. Even worse, on foot.
Yeah.
Three boroughs away on the subway. But we were in places that we had absolutely zero business being in that age. But it was also at a time where gangsters respected kids and women, where you went out of your way to avoid things happening. It's not like that anymore. I mean, it could still happen to you anywhere, but
It's just crazy, man. We have like, and I know this happens all over the country, but we have like, since we don't get a lot of sun, like we have beautiful summers, but through pretty much through October to late February, it's a gloomy, dark Castle Grayskull, and it creates a huge drug problem. People get depressed. Sorry, I had someone talking in the background. And then it's just the fentanyl and heroin problem, man. It's taking more kids than the crazy stuff that happened when we were kids.
you know, it's one of the unfortunate side effects of legalizing marijuana. You sort of took away the one safe bad thing kids could do to rebel against their parents. I'll smoke a little weed and hope my mom doesn't find out, whatever. But now it's like kids are like, I don't smoke weed. Like that's what my parents do. You know what I mean? It's like not considered cool anymore. So now they're getting creative. Freaking nitrous and party pills and shit. Most of those fentanyl overdoses are like party pills.
We're following a case here locally of a father who went after some dealers after his son died from fentanyl, and he's being charged with second-degree murder for killing them, and
Yeah.
everybody's on his side.
Well,
Okay, Alt, just relax a little bit.
Let's see what kind of movers we have.
Link just broke out of a thingy majigger there.
It's the best TA I've ever heard.
Yeah, I know, dude. Don't underestimate my TA.
He got me on that one. That was good stuff.
What's
I don't
going
know
on,
what it is I
Cocaine?
drew on there, dude. It was some sort of geometric
Hey, as
shape.
long as it broke out, that's all that matters. Oh, I'm gonna reset the server on that. Near. Hold on, I just need to see. 6. Chinese coins are back. High conflict in Africa. Ethiopia. Yemen.
Be funny if you put like the world's largest oil reserves overlay over all of those and see what the comparisons are.
Hold on, why can't I? My satellites turned off. Satellites. This shit is so cool. It never gets old. What's out here? Nothing. I guess we go check on her moves real quick.
That is funny though, dude. You should do a flat version of that, not a sphere, but a flat like plane for all the flat earther people who think it's see that you that way you're like you're diverse and inclusionary.
Goodbye. This is that Iranian port. Oh, yeah, I forgot. My bad. I'll mind my business. Is the aviation ship fixed yet? Sunny South Florida.
I wonder if you changed your heuristic to how many people are dying instead of where the conflict is. I wonder if America would just light up like a Christmas tree.
Places with the most people.
Certain parts of Chicago would be blinking constantly.
I would take y'all to my house, but we're not going to do that.
Yeah,
I'll take y'all to my old house. Why won't you center? Where am I? Is that the park? It's University. Where's Prospect? There we go. Prospect. Eastern Parkway. So weird looking at it from above. Wait, is there where's my street view? My bad, Joe. Not distracted. Rick is in the city somewhere right now. Oh. Okay, London. Nah, I leave the X's on. I leave the manipulation X's and the blood diamonds on. My bad. Remember the first time that I actually saw what this looked like from above? This is where I grew up.
Dude, what are those there? Is that a power plant? What is that?
Right?
Is it playground or a power plant?
I'll show you in a second. Hold on.
Because I swear I've seen that in a movie.
Yeah, that's what jails look like. That's usually the setup for jails,
Yeah.
but that's a New York City housing project. 14-story buildings. Mad that you can't whip the camera around now. That was our courtyard in the middle. So much bullshit happened in that courtyard. But yeah, it's a project building. Another set of older housing projects. Yeah, but that was my world. Memories. Memories. Wasn't all bad, man. That's for sure. So you realize, bro, that you could really be happy with nothing. Yeah, you really can't tell from the ground level that it looks that much different. They're just big. Hold on, let me see if I can find. I can find pictures. Mm, 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 mm. That's what it looks like from the ground. That's why they look so weird from above. Like a bunch of buildings sandwiched together with a middle part that the housing authority police used to sit in. It's just like a jail. Right? That center console that they sit that they can watch in all directions. Like the shit was built like a jail. Trust me, if I can make it out of there. Knocking down Cabrini Green is what screwed Chicago up. Not only that, but you took and it was all basically one set at that point. You took everybody, split them out, spread them out across Chicago, locked up all the gang leaders. Now you just had a bunch of wild kids in neighborhoods with different. It just screwed the whole shit up. It's almost like Iraq, right? Like you had to go in and do something about Iraq, but Saddam had all those gangs in order and in line. And the second you got rid of him, yeah. Sometimes the bad guy's the bad guy, but the bad guy is keeping the other bad guys at bay.
Man, they shaped a lot of buildings like that in New York, just not freaking Brooklyn. That's crazy. Somebody got a good contract when they built those.
Mm. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you on that. The show is a hellhole. We all seen Candyman. It's crazy that that's a lot of people. That's the only time they've ever heard that name was the projects from Candyman. It's not out yet, Adam. I'm just waiting for my damn tokens to reset so I can add these textures. Morning, Sha. Give me a second. I'll be right back. All right, camera off for a minute. I got somebody in the office. Pass me the ashtrays right there. Some cell walls popping up above, but they're looking kind of spoofy.
You know how we use Timu as a joke, man?
Mm-hmm.
AI knows what it means. So I had a bill of
Yeah.
materials that was like high end for all my parts, and I said, "Okay, I'm going to bed. I don't care how long you take to do this. Can you do a Timu version of this bill of materials?" And I was kind of slightly joking. Dude, I came back the next morning or this morning and it reduced it by like 60%, buying like Chinese parts from Alibaba and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
I love it, man. I mean, none of these, I mean, like, I don't got a problem. Like, you're building a project and you're building it yourself and you're like, you don't really care. Like, if, as long as things don't completely break, it's like there's no consequences because it's your project. There's already risk involved. Like if you're prototyping something, why buy the best and then break that?
Yeah, it's
Like,
just
build
a proof of
prototypes are,
concept. Yeah.
yeah. It knew exactly what Timu meant, man.
Yeah. That's basically like mainstream language now.
Yeah, but some of these models, like you like usually like if you use a mainstream meme term, you like if we did this in 2023, you're dealing with a model that was built in 2021. So you're like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
well, is this catching on? You know, but now they're built so quick that it's almost in real time, only like a couple months behind. It's so crazy, man, because 2022 doesn't seem that far away, but in AI lifetime, dude, it seems like it's like 2010 or something.
Bro, you want to see something funny? I was looking through my messages because I was looking for this picture that I wanted to show you. And I found a message that I sent to myself, which means that I saved this video because I was interested in looking at it at the time. And it's 10/17/2025, right? Just yesterday. And the title of the video is Trading Live with Alexa. Okay. And I found that interesting in October of last year. Like we're so far past some
Yeah,
sort of
dude.
voice like activated friend to trade with. Like,
It's almost not that you should be embarrassed, but I'm saying almost like when you use references back then, it's evolved so quick. You're like, I can't believe I just recommended that.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, when I make some of the dashboards and some of the OS and some of the stuff we're doing available to people outside the Discord. One thing that they're going to miss out on is the constant updates on it, right? Because everything's going to change as things go better. It's going to go updating, and it's
Yeah. I mean, you literally like I basically like put in my MD file, like just basically don't even have to ask it anymore. Just saying, if you're a newer model, please continue on with the project. So I'm just patient, and it'll do a review pass for like 20 minutes or something, and I say no rush. And it makes a difference, man, because it's kind of always trying to please you. So it's trying to give you quick answers, even if you choose a high model. And I'm just saying, slow down, take your time, get really nuanced, and then I'm like, why is this thing not? It's reviewing my previous output from a month ago, and it's rewriting the instruction set before it moves on to the ask for the task that I'm asking it to do. Because it does get old, man. You get a new model, and then you got models from different companies, and you're like, can you please take a look at my instructions and evolve them, improve them, find inconsistencies, all that stuff. Like, it's just nice to have it just do it automatically.
yeah. I'm working on some textures now. We'll run through it live. That's Claude's. That's Claude's window that we're watching the thing on. So
Dude, you need to represent Wales, man, like a big boss dude is 5 times as big as the rest of them comes in behind.
yeah. The whales are the planes, but I need something for standing orders. Like, I think if there was a standing order protecting price, it'd be cool if they had like a barricade in front of them, like something protecting them from the gunfire, like absorbing the gunfire. And then it chips away as that wall goes chipping away. The barrier disappears once the order is completely filled.
Oh yeah, I didn't see the planes, man. I don't know why I didn't see the planes. Maybe
Well,
because
they're
I
not
got like.
text right now. They're just little green box. That's what I'm doing now. I'm getting all the photorealistic textures ready so that they actually look like. I'm thinking maybe Apaches or jets.
Dude, you could get so creative with that. It's endless, literally endless.
Let's see if he gets this right. I told him I don't want to see any tiling when it comes to this texture on the ground. And I mean, it's quite like, I mean, when I back out and I look, I don't want to see any tiling. And I want your mountain to be, the mountain to be panoramic, meaning no repeated texture on the mountain either. Just letting you know what I asked him for. So when he gets it wrong and I scream at him, yeah, don't look at me like I'm crazy and being like toxic and shit. Well, right now we're trying to see if market maker's in control of this or not. Right. The sign that he's not is that we take out those highs. If that's the case, we're just gonna ride this puppy till the wheels fall off. We play by momentum for the next 3 days. But we're not there yet. We'll see how UK's feeling when they take the reins. It'll be interesting. It's just a little fun project for now, but I need to make a controller for it. Hooks up to your exchange by API. You pick a team whenever you fire, it makes a buy. You drop a bomb, it makes a big buy. And you can sit there and really feel like you're controlling the game.
Show a little dude coming in with a 22 pistol going pop, 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 and it makes absolutely no difference to the outcome.
Nah, it would be funny as hell if we got two whales in here in the chat one day talking shit to each other. And then I'm just like, both of y'all need to shut up or prove it. And then I turn on the game and be like, prove, go. Put your money where your mouth is.
Dude, it's scary on Google Earth where, like, not only do they have the bird's eye view of my house, they actually have it modeled. Like it's a 3D model. It's like, how did you know? And most of it's probably generative, right? Like it's just guessing, but it's just kind of weird. You ever gone down a rabbit hole on Google Earth before and like you like look back and it's like the sun is up and you're like, holy crap, what happened?
In the beginning, yeah, when it first came out. When you first got Street View, that was like the coolest shit. That's crazy. Damn, I hit my session limit early. All right, let's see how far he got. Okay. Not bad. Oh, but you messed up the damn. All right, well, that part is fixable. It messed up the tiling on the mountains and they're not high enough. But the ground looks decent. I gotta wrap the trees. Yeah. And we still gotta fix them sinking into the terrain. There's 2 quarters in the back there that gotta be fixed. See all that background?
Damn, you almost turned it into like a Revolutionary War freaking battlefield.
It's gonna be super cool when I'm done with it. It's crazy how they cheat with the mountain picture in the back. At least at this point, like that just adds so much depth, right? It looks like that goes on forever.
You could easily have Nano Pro though make you a seamless texture, and then you just control the building of the texture, and then tell it to use it.
Yeah, it was on its 2nd generation, and it ran out of Higgsfield tokens, and then it freaking session timed me out. So it's like, but yeah, that's the plan. All right, market maker. You know, I hate to talk shit about you, but you're getting pushed around here. Bam. All right, ladies and gentlemen. We trade by momentum for the next 3 days, unless this is literally just a wick. That invalidated the M pattern. Okay, so that gets rid of that small measured move there. %50 of this vector. You're gonna take it. Bring it to you. I'll bring it to you. I don't know. Let's see what the book looks like. Hmm. Moving through that order book. Correct. All right. There's it catching a bad one right here. There's some reinforcements coming in, but those numbers are dwindling. They're sinking into the new texture too. I gotta fix that shit. Just lobbing, bro. Look at the large orders coming in from the green side. That was crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Trade by momentum. That means is we trade our, we trade our EMAs without reliance on market makers. Even if it turns around from here and goes down for 3 days, I'll still be trading those 3 days by momentum. Best to err on the side of caution. It's probably best case scenario for the rejection off of 70. It depends on how it ends up, right? But if you look on the 15-minute, wick over on the 15 wouldn't have been enough, right? But we start to open and close candles. That means that our hourly got 20 minutes. That closes over. Then yeah. If not, if that closes under and all we have is 2 wicks over, then it's a better chance. But the way it looks right now is going to keep going. We're at the top of this bearish channel as well. We go back to the hourly and back up a little bit. And so we would like to break that and get on the other side of that. Basically what that looks like right now. Right off of the line. Yeah, that was a little aggressive there on the Bears for a minute, wasn't it? Remember, the further back the mortars come, the bigger the orders are. Right? Mortars think orders. So orders that come right off of the line where the soldiers are just regular, orders that come in. Ones that come from like midfield are bigger, and then the ones that come in on the airplanes are the biggest ones. The bears are getting hit from deep. Only need 14 more subs till we get to 8.5K. Grinding. Y'all remember when it was 800? When we were almost to the 1K? Crazy. Appreciate the sub, brother. W sub. I'm back out. So you're saying your TA only works in one direction? Why don't you just flip the chart and then you'll just be perfect? Easy fix. Don't be scared, bro. It's only one life. At this point, there's two measured moves. Right? But part of playing it by momentum is being open to that momentum changing. That means anything above this line is up and to the right. Anything underneath it is corrective. On a short time frame. On a bigger time frame, this is what I'm calling our July line. That 70 is viable as long as we stay above this. I'll make sure I got it right. As long as we're above that line, you can't take 70 off of the books. Which means if we were to come straight down right now, that number would be 64.3, like we were talking about earlier. Right? But the longer that time goes, the higher that line goes. That's for the month. For the next 3 days, this is the line that matters more than anything. Right? Anything above that, we're holding momentum on a bigger time frame. If we lose, then we're starting to lose momentum. Respect the loss of, if we're trading by momentum, it's a more active form of trading. Right? It means that you have to respect every loss of momentum. This is when our scalpers shine. Right? We have the tools. Just respect your 15, respect your 50. I mean, your 13 and your 50. Ride those waves until they're done. But our two targets are 664 and 67. 7. That shit died out pretty quick, huh? Thought we were going to be stuck with that one for a long time. All right, so let me see. Did we complete this last fractal? 382. Yep. Right at 382, right? Yeah. All right, so that means we have one more measured move to put in here. That would be our neckline. Really close to the other one. So, squiggle. Again, this is if things remain bullish. I'll give you my most bullish squiggle. Get up to about these measured moves, run out of those 500. Start to come down. Build some liquidity above. Get into a little flag situation. Yeah, something like that. So 3-day up, or basically like instead of the 3-day down, we push. Then when we get the midweek reversal on Thursday, price does reverse, putting market maker back into control. Then we get a move up to trap longs, which gives us our top price. Move down to trap shorts. Weekend trap somewhere around 67. That would be the most bullish outcome here. And that's with everything holding uptrend. Right? Even the trap shorts that come down. And then from here, it's the beginning of it's, 69 is right above. So it's one more week, which gives us our last week, of price action. This is why I said that if we hold this uptrend and we can actually gain ground here, then we can keep 69 or 70 in the cards. If we break that, it starts to get sketchy. I would do 2 week ago squiggle, but I mean 2 week from now squiggle, but that's just asking for shit. I means it was dropping on no volume. Bearish squiggle is that we don't break. Right? Either we don't break or we get a quick SFP above to get to our smaller targets. And then we come down and have that 3-day anyways. Maybe pop up. You know, just because whales are pushing against the idea of a 3-day doesn't mean that they want it to go up for the next week. Right? It could very well mean that they need to get out of their positions, but they need to get into these liquidations to do it. So for me, if it goes bad, it's going to go bad quick, right? Meaning if we go through these licks, that's going to be a quick move and we're going to lose volume, and then you'll start to see everybody sort of sell off. If we're still here, like 2 days from now, and we're above that range, then I think we're good. Either way, my plan is to ride this until the momentum dies. If price is dropping on low volume, meaning no tick volume, like market maker isn't giving you red vectors to the bottom, then it's a ghost dump. So yeah, it's what you're saying, really, right? That's the institutional involvement would be market makers stepping in.